I know what, like, I got mine at the same time that, Lucid got his. And Lucid and I had conversations about, like, do you think it's better to, do you take lump sum or annuity? Neat.
Something's wrong.
And I opted for the 2-year, and he opted for the 1-year. But I couldn't pass up guaranteed money. Gotta start putting in your lot for Facebook gaming. Once upon a time, Noah asked me years ago, because he was on the horn negotiating deals. And Noah was on the horn with Facebook and Mixer. And Noah's take was, if Mixer offered you... I mean, I guess it's not weird now for me to talk about my finances because, like, to drop specifics. Noah came to me at one point when Mixer was still a thing and said, if Mixer offered you $250,000 to switch to Mixer for... I can't remember if it was a year or 2 years. It's like, if Mixer offered you $250,000 for 2 years of streaming on Mixer, would you take it? And I said no. Because ultimately, I knew that if I would, like, if Mixer had survived, the funny thing now is I wish I had done it. Because if Mixer had folded like 3 months after I got there, I'd have got paid $250,000 for 3 months of work. Hindsight's 20/20, I guess. But the irony is that, like, I told Noah that I thought I could make more than that staying on Twitch and then stream past 2 years. Which was funny because I was not making $250,000. I'm still not making $250,000 in like a year. Multiple years, yeah, I'll make $250,000, but I wasn't making the money that I am making now based on that, you know, based on that conversation. Like, at that point in time, I was barely covering my bills. But I was like, man, I think I'm on an upward trajectory. I'd rather stay with Twitch unless the money is, like, so good I can retire off of it. Twitch is as aware as they can be that I'll leave the platform at the drop of a dime of better pay, so hopefully a contract rolls in someday. Mixer offered me $25 a month early on, and I didn't even reply. That was my thing, is that, like, ultimately, like, $250,000 sounds awesome, but once you pay taxes on it, and once you realize you've submarined your entire streaming career to leave Twitch, because, you know, even Champion said he wouldn't follow me to Mixer. Champion said if Mixer offers you Champion said if Mixer offers you 6 figures, you need to let me know so I can counter, because I'm not making a Mixer account, was Champion's take on this whole thing. We stand Champion. Champion basically said, I don't know that I could give you 6 figures, but I can talk to a couple of people and potentially raise 6 figures. I will counter offer Mixer, because I ain't making a Mixer account, but I'm not losing Taffy either. Sometimes I wonder how I'd do if I just made HCJustin.com and streamed there on my own platform and I'm the only streamer. I figure when I eventually quit Twitch, that's what I'll do. I have no idea. I have no idea where the cards lie for me. I can't think that far out. I can't think that far out. I get too anxious when I think that far out. Sorry, baby pwn, this isn't personal. I need items that... Ooh, I fucked that up. I need items that, aren't necessarily your flute. Yeah, that's fine enough. Matter of fact, I was gonna say, depending on what happens with these bombs, I'll go back and, look for second secret rooms. I didn't find the secret room either, which is kind of a buzzkill. What is going on? I mean, I guess there's just a lot of places it could be. God, there's a lot of places it could be. I'm out of here. I'm gonna take these last 2 bombs with me. Yeah, there's a lot of places that could be. Fuck that. Taffy thinks he gets to retire one day. Such a funny guy. It depends. Genuinely, it depends. I mean, obviously, if I can maintain a channel that performs the way this channel does over the course of 4 or 5 years, that helps a lot. If I grow, it goes that much faster. Lost in the mix of all this is that I have sold a company. I didn't get the lion's share of that money, but I did get some of that money and a shitload of that stock. So depending on how SongTrader does, if SongTrader blows up, and becomes a unicorn of a company, the siren song of not streaming anymore right now is unheard. But it could get very alluring very quickly if I suddenly find myself in a situation where I, big number X the amount of value that's happening in that stock. What's funny is, I believe Champion would call Mixer's bluff Champoon don't fuck around. I've learned to take him deadly seriously until he tells me he's messing around. Stuff like this is kind of a trick to pull off. There we go. I have learned to take Champion deadly seriously unless he tells me specifically that he's just futzing around. What does it say about me that this isn't thinking far out for me because I assume it'll be this year or next year? I can't have it be that. I need it to not be that, so I'm not letting it be that in my head. McQueen, God, look at that beefy raid. Look at that handsome man with that beefy raid. What's going on? Raiding party of 300. McQueeb, which I started this stream by saying, if you're not following McQueeb and making him your overnight Isaac option, you're doing Twitch incorrectly. I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink, chat. I can only show you the correct choices on Twitch. I can't force you to watch them. But you'll be doing yourself a huge favor. Make them drink. Grab them by the base of the skull and hold their dumb heads underwater until they drink or drown. That's how you make them drink. McQueeb's great. I've been selling you as I'm talking about you like you're not here. I've been selling you as like me, but way more wholesome. You're me minus the jaded. Which is funny, because I genuinely think of myself as like a pretty wholesome and happy individual. Like, me and Justin get to talking and I'm like, damn, I'm way more upbeat. I'm way more optimistic than Justin is. But then I talk to McQueeb and I'm like, oh no, I'm a doomsday prepper compared to McQueeb. Justin's one of the sweetest human beings on this platform. And it pains me because I know some of the doomerism that leads. I mean, for crying out loud, the last comment was, what does it say about me that I don't think this is far out? I'm assuming that basically my streaming career will end this year or next year, and I want to take that weight off his shoulders. You know, I want him to feel happy and optimistic, and I'd do anything to make that happen. I don't know how. I like that dude so much, and I want him to feel as optimistic and have as much belief in himself as I do for him. But then that said, I turn right back around and I go to McQueeb's channel, and he's just so nice. He's just so nice. And I'm sitting there going like, I realize that I'm talking to him, and I'm talking to his audience. And I feel like I'm the edgy one, where it's just like, oh yeah, well, can't trust anybody, can't be happy, don't smile too much, or whatever is rolling around inside my stupid head at the time. And I see him like look at it and read it, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to make McQueeb sad. He genuinely seems so chuffed from day to day. I don't want to be the one who undoes that. Doom fuels Justin. Give me amnesia and I can be optimistic again. Justin, I have a 7-year sub. I don't think you can really set an end. There is a part of me, Rocket Whale, that absolutely factors in. For me, I don't know about for other people, but for me that factors in where I'm just like, can you imagine the conversation that I'll have to have one day when I turn around to people like Glitch and Champion and JJ Madison, people who are 5 figures into this channel, and I go, listen guys, it's been a good run, but your badges are worthless now. I'm out. So maybe it's not necessarily that I cannot picture a life without streaming, but I have a hard time. No, Rocket Whale, I'm not implying that that's what you meant, but that's what I think about. That's what I think about, is that it would have to genuinely degenerate to a place where I could no longer hold it together and would be okay turning around to people who have invested. Anybody who gives you money, you don't really, unless you take that money in exchange for, I'll do a thing if you give me blank. If you're a streamer and somebody gives you cash, you don't owe them shit. You know, you say thank you, or don't. There are some people I know that don't. You say thank you, you go about your business. But that said, that's still not how the inside of my head operates, is that one day if I ever want to quit this game, and I have no intention of doing it anytime soon, I can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing. If I have any intention of ever quitting this game, I would, there's a part of me inside my head that's like, I would have to be okay telling people who have spent a shitload of money in this channel that they will have to find a new internet home. I read this in my head and I didn't read it out loud. McQueen says, I was a little spicy tonight, to be honest. This happens to the best of us. I may have to go back and watch that VOD. I don't want to say that I can't believe that a 41-year-old man could be spicy on his own channel, but I'm also curious because I've literally gone off on tirades and tangents on occasion where Noah, my manager, has dinged me in private chat and been like, you have got to dial that down. You are killing me right now. And I've dialed it down. There's a part of me that wants to go back and see what made McQueen upset. And see if, like, I go back and watch it and he's like, oh, my Grubhub's here. And he opens it up and goes, I asked for no mayo and there's a little bit of mayo on here. Well, that's upsetting. And then his chat's just like, oh my god, calm down, McQueen. Oh, I'm still gonna eat it. Yeah, I know, but just for a second there, you were very scary. I didn't even recognize you for a moment. Meanwhile, me and Justin are like, allegedly, we're gonna go find that place who made that sandwich and we're gonna burn that son of a bitch to the ground. How dare they? They will know my wrath. I might be doing it unhinged from a Starbucks Wi-Fi before long. But yeah, I'm locked in. It's this or death and nothing else. I just can't think of anything else I'd rather do. I genuinely would entertain a career change if I could find something that I wanted to do more than this, but I can't think of anything I want to do more than this. On the good days, this is the bad days of streaming are still better than the worst days I've had doing almost anything else. The bad days of streaming are better than the best days. Sorry, the best days.
The world.
The bad days of streaming are better than the best days of most other things. Corn Pops time. Chat, McQueen, do you have like a P.O. box? Do you have like a Throne account or a P.O. box? I'm not trying to make McQueen not like his beloved Corn Pops. Corn Pops are delicious. Corn Pops are delicious. But this man has never had Cracklin' Oat Bran. The Mayo Crucible is upon us. Brace yourselves. Better than even fishing? Yeah. Because like I'm a decent fisherman. I've never tried fly fishing, so I won't sit here. You're the second person to ask me about a P.O. box today. It seems silly for me to send you Cracklin' Oat Bran through the mail when I guarantee you there's some at the grocery store closest to you. But I also know that you know, if it's anything like me, it may never happen unless somebody literally just hands it to you. And I am a big enough proponent of Corn Pops that I am willing to be that person. I can't hear Cracklin' Oat Bran without thinking about that YouTube video. There's a YouTube video for Cracklin' Oat Bran? P.O. boxes are a prank on streamers by chat, unless you are Taffy. I've got an air fryer on the way to mine. And Curio. I've got an air fryer and Curio on the way to the P.O. box. People ask me every day for like 4 months to set up a P.O. box, and I haven't gotten one thing. People have, well, okay. If we're going to do a sad bastard measuring contest, dick measuring contest, I was told, ooh, I don't know what that does. I was told by a viewer back in like 2017 that they had an extra air fryer. Oh, you're so fast. They had an extra air fryer that they didn't use and they were gonna send it to me. And it has become a running bit on the channel that people have offered, like, hey Taffy, if you put an air fryer, ow. If you put an air fryer on your gift list, I might just hook you up with it. And I've been like, I would do that, but so-and-so, who doesn't even watch the channel anymore, did tell me that they were gonna set me up with an air fryer back in 2017, and they're like, Taffy, it's 2020. I'm like, yeah, but, you know, there's gonna be real egg on my face if I go out and get an air fryer, and then the mix-up at the post office finally gets resolved, and the air fryer from 2017 that works just fine shows up, and now I've got a sentimental attachment to it. There's a video on the creator of Charlie the Unicorn that involves yeah, Charlie the Unicorn's great. Mr. Viewers with 5 figures invested. You have viewers, you have to have viewers that have 5 figures invested in you. I refuse to believe it. If we pull up your analytics and you don't have somebody with 5 figures invested in your channel, I will buy you a Coke. A Diamond Coke. Okay, well, good to know that that does absolutely nothing. Is this a left-hand run? Yeah, it's a left-hand run. I have an Amazon wishlist I got bullied into making. If that thing's any indication, I will not waste my time on throwing her stream gifts. I mean, that's fair. Honestly, don't set up stuff if nobody's gonna do it. But I also pimp mine out pretty aggressively because I'm shameless. Like, shameless is the best word. Shameless is the best word. Honestly, I will say, because I have stream gifts and throne set up, the P.O. box gets a lot less play. These items showing up in the P.O. box might be the first thing that have shown up in the P.O. box since St. Jude. Shit, I have to read this out loud because it wins. I have to read this out loud because it wins. I take no pleasure in reading this out loud. I want to go on record as saying I take no pleasure in reading this out loud, but comedy demands it. My biggest donor was like $3,000 deep into my channel and is now dating my ex. If it makes you feel any better, I've given Amber permission to marry Champion should I ever die of natural causes, foul play, or of my own accord. But that's more of a financial arrangement, I hope. Minty Moods. You guys get ads on Facebook, on YouTube all the time. I get YouTube ads every time I fire it up. Whee. I really do, Jay the 111. It is dawning on me that I should probably have an applause track somewhere. Please stop. You're the one making a difficult one in the middle. Surprised Amber hasn't killed you off yet so she can finally marry a millionaire and champion, Taffy. I've started earning. Tathra, listen, my running joke for the longest time wasn't a joke. It was, again, Justin and I, the self-proclaimed masters of self-deprecating misery humor. I think I'll go ahead and fight the boss first and do this reroll. Chat, it's so weird. Fun. It's so weird. To reach down to either apply Neosporin or to, like, you know, get situated to take a leak. To inevitably have to touch my testicles and feel the stitches. And it's almost like reaching down into your pants and accidentally, like, grabbing a baseball. Like, to find a seam is weird. Hi, honey. I was just talking about my balls.
What else is new?
That was true before the vasectomy.
Exactly.
So, I was just saying that it's weird to reach down there and feel stitches.
Yeah.
That it's like, you expect to reach in and find your testicles, but instead you reach in and find a baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bizarre. That's why we call him Mr. Balls. It's a normal day. Taffy talking about his balls. Yeah, that's right. I gotta get my fingers in the right places for the two-seam fastball. Hi, honey.
Hi.
Are you here to ask about food?
I am.
I would food. Is there food?
I mean, there's exactly what there was before.
Hoo-wee, Rick.
There's sandwiches and ramen and I think there's some other food down there.
Oh, well.
Soup is always not a good choice for.
Yeah. I guess unless I was gonna, like, literally put it in a cup and drink it. Man. I'll just do a sandwich and just subscribe to the Amber philosophy of just give me my nutrition in pill form and be done with it.
Food. Yep.
Yeah,
It
food.
sure is food.
It sure is food. I was toying with the idea of, like, having a cheesesteak sent to me, but I'll save us the money. Two-seam fastball was my nickname in college. Did you get that screw out of the carpet?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you. Yeah, food with an asterisk beside it. Oh, well, I can skip the item room, which is kind of a relief, unless I just want to go in there to re-roll it. I would love very much to get, like, what was it, 120 volt or 12 volt or whatever the hell that is? Or, God, is there anything? I guess some of the Angel Room stuff does, like, auras around it. Yeah, 120 volt would be dynamite with this. I would just throw this sucker in and let him electrocute my enemies to death. I'm definitely in the mood to eat some fancy food or some good food, but I'm not in the mood to spend money on it, and I'm certainly not in a place to make it. Unfortunately. I do miss those occasions where we could get treat streamed to work. Those were always fun for, like, the mini mukbangness of it all. I do miss that in these situations. I just don't want to accidentally pick that up. There we go. I tried to get a table at La Possum when my family's in town, but all they have is like a Tuesday at 9:30. My mom and grandma eat dinner at like 2:30 in the afternoon. It was so good, but I can see now why they're... And I have no idea what their staffing situation is. I would imagine it's pretty stable, because I'd have to imagine the money's good. Like, you know, there's no way anyone's eating there for less than 200 bucks. But yeah, man, they are frequently booked for a very long time. I know how it feels refinding baseball with stitches. Imagine the seam reconnecting your sack and your butthole, putting your left half side and your right hand side back together as after the garden hook. I'm okay. I'm okay not thinking about that. Yeah. It's technically a damage upgrade, and it makes my head into a throwable clown. Oh, Buckheads was fucking dynamite, dude. I might join you for a Buckheads meal. Just as the unofficial, non-grading member of the Richmond community, welcoming, you know, potentially welcoming your family here. Like, they'll do the Noah thing. And from what I can tell, in the right environment, as long as they're well rested and it's early in the day and it's not all day, they'll do the Noah thing and potentially even enjoy it. But I definitely feel like there should be some, there should be some moments where your mom and your grandmother get a chance to have somebody who's like, hey, I hope you like it here and I hope you move here. That's it. That's the pitch. Now let's sit and eat in relative silence for the next half an hour. I'll let you know when. Definitely taking mom on her birthday. Hell yeah. So the Noah thing that we're talking about, Jay the 111, and he did it to Justin, but it's actually like kind of fascinating. Like I wasn't even mad. Was that we went to this place called Bell Island. This room is noisy. There we go. We went to this place called Bell Island, and Noah basically became a walking tour guide. Some of it was very Noah specific. Hey, speaking of being taken on unofficial Noah tour guides and the good versus the bad, here's Nate. Nate got taken on one of the shitty Noah tour guides. I can tell these stories pretty easily because Noah's in the Bahamas and is not checking his messages until he gets back after Thanksgiving. The good version of the Noah tour guide was going down to Bell Island, and Noah, we had to sit through a lot of Noah facts, which was like, hey, Noah filmed an independent film here one time. But we also got to sit through like Noah actually knowing the history of the location and like genuinely and with great respect for the history of it, regurgitating all the stuff that he's learned over the years about that specific, you know, very historic part of Richmond. The place where it goes sideways sometimes is like when the pretzel crew came to town. I caught that bullet. And we all... and we all went out... Motherfucker, I will bomb you to death. We all went out for dinner. And Nate and Heather rode back with Noah. And Noah said, hey, on our way back to your hotel, do you guys want to take the scenic route through the University of Richmond and see places that only matter to me? Noah, not me, Taffy. And they said, yeah, that sounds great and everything, bud, but Heather has to pee. And he was like, it's okay, it won't take long. And then he took them 25, 30 minutes out of the way and proceeded to show them all the places that mattered to him at the University of Richmond. And Heather basically had to cork it to keep from peeing in his back seat. No, we don't skin. No. No skin for me, thank you. Morning, Taffy and chat. Off to my first legit in-person therapy session. Wish me luck. Debilitating anxiety blows. Cletus, you're great and you're gonna kill it. And I'm so pleased, super pleased that you're getting the help that you need. I mean, I hope if I go back to therapy, which I probably could stand to, I might find a new therapist. The last one wasn't bad. I liked her fine enough. But she was a little more, like, she was older. She was like the age of she was my mom's age. And I feel like it's hard for me to open up to somebody who reminds me of my mom. Not that I don't share things with my mom, but I talk to my mom. It feels weird to pay somebody to talk to me the way my mom talks to me when I can just call my mom. I feel like I you know, male or female doesn't matter, but I feel like I need to talk to somebody younger. Trainer's gonna kill me legit every day since the marathon. I've lost track of reading and chatting here and I've been late to every session since. I must leave this moment. Bye. I love you, chat. Justin, have fun, man. Go nuts. Really kick its ass today. I miss Nate. Nate, I've been happy to see you here the last couple of days. Even if yesterday we just bellyached about, I say we, even if yesterday I just bellyached about like the PTSD of seeing people complain that the services cost money. I got to, Nate will appreciate this. I'll tell this for Nate. Somebody earlier basically said that I will never receive the luxury of retiring from streaming. And I got to fire back that there is an outside chance, a dark horse chance, but still a chance that my freshly acquired stock may, you know, skyrocket one day. And I could conceivably think about life after clown. I may have to mostly let the blue fire do the work here. That I have made a very respectable amount of money as a streamer, but the irony is that if Song Trader and Pretzel do really well, there is, I don't want to jinx it, but there is the potential. I actually need this. I was gonna re-roll this, but I actually need that item. Because if I can fight Mango Santa with Tainted Forgotten. But yeah, the irony is that if the pretzel stock does really well, I could find myself making more money in a year off of stock and pretzel than I have off of a lifetime of streaming and YouTube content creation, which is silly to me. Yeah, we always joke that we did it in reverse. Yeah, Nate's always said that most streamers at some point go, man, I have to not stream forever. It's physically demanding and exhausting, and it's not realistic for most people to think that they could keep this up for decades. It'd be like, you know, it'd be like every athlete thinking that they were going to be Tom Brady and play until they were 50 at a high level. This is unrealistic. Most of us won't. But the running joke has always been that they go from wanting to stream to wanting to be some sort of like mogul or tycoon or entrepreneur. And that instead, card deck, that sucks. Instead, I started a company, and then while I was helping build the company, went, yeah, I'm gonna stream. Sold the company and went into streaming. Michael! One day all of my Shiba coin will make me rich. Chat, am I glad or sad that I'm not involved in crypto? I'm happy that I'm not in crypto, right? I guess. Unless we're talking about like I bought Bitcoin in 2011. Both. I'm both sad because money is cool, but happy because I'm not involved in trying to figure out the world of crypto. I guess. I honestly know so little about it that I don't know how I feel about not being at all involved in that scene. It's such a gamble. I mean, I guess it's the same reason that I don't personally play stocks for... Sorry, I got all nose touchy.
This is
part of the reason I guess I don't personally play stocks for fun. Yeah, only be happy in crypto if you bought Bitcoin a decade ago. I put a couple hundred into Bitcoin that's worked out for me back in 2016. Yeah, I feel like that's one of those things where, you know, I feel like now with like the hype and the rush of all of it, that ultimately the only way I could be involved now if I was like doing almost like a day trader type thing, which sounds stressful and miserable to me, which is why I really don't do that in stocks. I buy stuff and then I leave it alone forever. I don't buy the dip, I don't sell the peak. And I feel like, yeah, ultimately now, the idea of buying something like that, and then just being like, oh man, I can't believe it, it turned a crazy profit for me over time is
of the newest denizen of the cave.
Yeah, is basically behind, not just behind me, but like on crypto, I think is behind most of us. Magic Fimbo, tier 3, 58 months. Chat. Listen, Fimbo may not actively mod here much anymore, but this person still holds an extra special place in my heart. I adore you, Fimbo. I appreciate you. I think about you every time I go through my dining room because that Dalek art that you sent me years and years ago has a prominent place right next to where the pinball machine's gonna go one day. I think about you very, very frequently and fondly, sir. Thank you so much for the tier 3 sub for a jillion years. Heading to Slumberland, have an awesome stream, and if I don't see you, an excellent Thanksgiving. McQueen, right back at you. Chat, I'm gonna say it one more time. Follow McQueen or I will ban you. I will ban you, and then I will find you, and I will fist fight you. And I will win, because I'm filled with, like, Joel from The Last of Us old man rage.
Stop threatening chat.
I will stop threatening chat if they do exactly what I want when I want them to do it.
Oh my God. Anyway, sandwich.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah!
Yeah, sandwich. Kiss me, please. I love
Eat
you.
your sandwich and you like it.
My balls are tender and I'm sad and I've got to stream for a long time. And it's making me fussy like a baby who needs a nap. I'm a fussy baby. I love you.
I love you.
William Macaroni says, so what's up with pretzel stock? I co-founded the company and then we sold the company to Song Trader for millions of dollars. I did not become a millionaire. Nate became a millionaire. Not in chat became a millionaire. Rightfully so, because he put in the lion's share of the work to make the company exist and not go under. At a point in time where I had to check out because streaming was more than paying my bills, and that's really all I ever wanted. But one of the nice things that I did take out of that is I did take a healthy share of Song Trader stock. So if the company that bought Pretzel does really, really well, oh, I've done a bad thing. If the company that bought Pretzel does really, really well, then I still have a vested rooting interest in seeing Pretzel and Nate and company do well. People following like crazy, so now you can't ban them. Ah. I'll have to go through and do a forensic audit after McQueeb's gone and after the stream's over. He probably is telling the truth, but if he's not telling the truth, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think McQueeb would want you guys to get in trouble. Fuck.
Tears down.
Tears down is such a bad pill there. I don't think McQueeb would want people to get in trouble. So I feel like he would hate lying, but he would lie to keep a lot of you from getting banned. So I'll have to go through and do an audit later to make sure that you guys actually followed McQueen. And Michael, for that matter. Listen, as long as you're out blindly following my bidding, you should also follow Michael. There, I said it. Michael says don't follow him. You hear that, chat? I'm not going to tell you again. Don't follow Michael. I'm so flustered that I have to keep repeating these things. Did you say DJ Red's in the house? The fuck you say? Did I miss that? Oh, yeah, look at that. There's Ryan. Look at my crypto message. Going back. Damn, that sandwich smells really good all of a sudden. People who know more about crypto than you want as many people like you to buy crypto because that's how they cash out. Yeah, that makes sense. Sort of Grown Up tier 1 for 44 months. I'm glad that Nate sent me up there because I somehow missed Sort of Grown Up resubbing. Greetings, salutations. Thank you for 44 months, Sort of Grown Up. Ryan, man, happy to see you. I got there. It took me a second. I got a lot of stuff going on. Tainted Forgotten is mechanically intense. Yeah, we're whittling down the timer, Millipad. So we did the math on it. 9-hour day today. Stream making Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. 9-hour Friday, 9 hours Saturday. I actually get to take Sunday off, which is nice because I don't think I've had a day off in November that didn't have a surgery in it. And then a regular Monday and a regular Tuesday, and we actually, I think, get our toe across the finish line. No, Nate, you did exactly the right thing. Honestly, like, I don't want to say it's like infuriating's a strong word, but it's like irksome to me when folks are like, hey, 20 minutes.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
20 minutes ago, I said a thing. Could you scroll back up there and find it? And I'm like, oh, okay. When it's so much easier just to like copy pasta it. I'll never get upset about cutting and pasting because that. Why would I do that? I never get upset about cutting and pasting because that just saves me having to go find it later. Anchi Mayan, pleasure to have you back. El Punishero comes in tier 1 for 43 months. Was it 4 years that I came back to streaming? Because I feel like there's a lot of resubs in the 40s. Anyway, El Punishero and Sort of Grown Up both in the 40s, in the early 40s, or mid 40s. Thank you so much. Yeah, it might have been when I came back. Excuse me. Yeah, the 80s resubs have started. That's fun as shit. Hold on to chat, say you could have a day off. I'll take all the days off if I die. Mind yourselves, chat. Skin the sheep, don't shear it. That's Uranus, we want that. Like, I'ma take your anus. There we go. I don't know. I think that'll translate.
This is the story of the newest denizen.
Maybe I thought. Okay, I was gonna say maybe I thought wrong. Woo. Pick it up. Set it down. How does chat add time to the timer? You sick fucks. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, this run's gaining momentum. I'm alright, I think. Mr. BG, tier 1, 19 months. Mr. BG, welcome back. I heard what you said about crypto, Nate, and then I bought 100 more of Shiba. Yeah, I'm too stupid. I'm not a dumb person, but I'm pretty stupid sometimes. Like, I'm selectively, I'm like a natural selection stupid. In that I naturally select what I want to be stupid about. And I feel too stupid about crypto to fix that now. I've got a financial planner who I pay to be smarter than me about these things. And if Galen hasn't said anything about crypto, then I'm not worried about crypto. Nate's defends his position, Ryan, by saying that he didn't say buying crypto was bad. Ooh. I guess I bought that thing. I keep forgetting that when I throw this dude into stuff, that stuff becomes purchased. I'm so hungry. I'm sorry. I gotta take a bite of this sandwich. I didn't realize how hungry I was until I smelled food. I don't want to perk throw that, but I don't know if I have any rooms left to fight. Buying crypto is only bad if you're a normal person who doesn't have money. It's volatile and unregulated. There's a lot of risk in it. You should really know what all those risks are before contemplating it. The only thing that I've really learned about, very much so recently, is capital gains tax. I will say this, though. I am toying with the idea, you know, of when the Twitch contract runs out, of letting Twitch play my retirement and funding that and getting that built. That's probably going to be my 2021 project. Hello? That's probably going to be my 2021 project, is getting retirement.gg off the ground. And then, yeah, at that point, I'll let, you know, anybody who wants to in chat buy all the crypto and stock lottery tickets that they want, and I'll be willing, you know, happily willing to foot the bill on the capital gains tax of that. Because I also like gambling. It's even better gambling with house money. Sure. I don't even know what that does. Don't even know what that does. Yeah, crypto earnings are taxed now for sure. I like gambling. I like gambling with money I can afford to lose. I've only had a couple of times in my life, and that was back when I was playing poker for a living. Where I legitimately like took money I didn't have, took cash advances out on credit cards. I took cash advances out on a credit card one time at a casino because I was trying to break the poker table I was at, and I was getting bad beat after bad beat, and it wasn't happening that night, and I should have just accepted that and gone home. But there was a part of me that was like, I need to make money. I need to have a winning evening. And I basically bottled that feeling. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Well, maybe I should have done it. The luck upgrade's really good. The luck upgrade is really good. Because of Ghost Pepper. What floor am I on? Depth 1? What does Pandora's Box do on Depth 1? I've never had to commit this to memory, so I just don't worry about it. Pandora's Box, where are you? There you are. You've moved around. Depth 1 is 4 soul hearts. Well, I guess that gets re-rolled. Sure, actually. All things considered. Ow. Oh, right. That's not... Bombs don't go down where the soul is. Bombs go down where the head is. Can you blow me where the Pampers is? Alright, there's key piece number 2, so if everything goes to plan, we'll be able to fight Mango Santa on this run. I'm gonna re-roll that. Oh, I would have killed to have been with you guys in Vegas, Nate. I think we would have had a blast. Yeah, Abs, I saw that. Was it Warren Buffett? Bet a hedge fund manager that he'd make more money on the S&P 500 than the hedge fund would doing personally, like, custom tailored investing. Oh my god. And he ended up beating the hedge fund by like 60%. Yeah, I mean, Warren Beatty probably could have done it too. He seems like a smart actor. It makes you really sexy and makes you want to give me a kiss. That's what Pandora's Box does. I feel like that's the... if there's not a pornographic actor named Pandora's Box... I guess if there's not a pornographic actor named Pandora... and there's not a specific video called Pandora's Box, I'm gonna be very upset. You'll have let me down for the last time, adult entertainment industry.
Luck up.
Jeremy Piven when he had hair before he lost it and then got it back. Oh, PCU. What a terrible movie. Taffy and Chat, I just found out that my friend who was supposed to order the seafood for our Thanksgiving boil never placed the order, and now it's too late. So now I have to pull Thanksgiving dinner out of my ass last second. Jesus, the rapid. That's like an anxiety dream, only it's happening to you. Oh, no thank you. The only other time that I've ever felt the feeling that I'm feeling right now as you've described that, my mom was known for being like not racist Paula Deen. So like when people, I'll lay my cards on the table. When Mormons wanted their food to taste good, they would call my mom, my Baptist mom from Texas. And almost inevitably, her answer would be, it's butter and salt. That's what makes your food taste good. And they go, oh, we would have never thought of that. So my Mormon family would call my mom and say, Marcia, how do we make our food taste good? And she'd say, butter and salt. And they'd say, ah, how do you think of these things? How do you come up with these ideas? We were just gonna can it. Ooh, yeah, hell yeah. And one year, a freshly married LDS bride who was cooking Thanksgiving dinner for her husband for the first time in their first ever Thanksgiving together. By the way, Vio, I see you. Happy birthday. Called my mom the morning of Thanksgiving. And my mom was, more than happy to help. She said, Marcia, I got questions, and I was wondering if you could help me figure out exactly how to tackle. This is my first Thanksgiving. Can you help me figure out how to tackle it? And my mom said, sure, I'm happy to. What can I do? Where are you? Where do things stand? And she goes, well, and this is like at 8 o'clock. This is at 8 o'clock on Thanksgiving morning. This poor like 20-something-year-old bride calls my mom and says, well, I've pulled the turkey out of the freezer. What do I do next? Because it's still rock hard, and I'm trying to figure out, you know, how do you do this? Like, what is the next step? And my mom said, wait, what? She says, yeah, I just pulled the turkey out of the freezer, and I don't understand how I cook it because it's still rock hard. What do I do next? And I heard my mom repeat it. Like, I was in the living room, like, watching the Macy's Day Parade or whatever. And I heard my mom say, so you just pulled it out of the freezer? And I went, like, I was sitting there just, like, watching TV and went. And my mom, this is so long ago, the phone is corded to the wall. My mom looks at me and goes. And I went. And my mom went. And so, like, the advice she gave her was, when did you think you were having Thanksgiving, and how important is the turkey? And the lady on the other end of the line said, well, I was hoping to have it for, like, lunch. And she went, so you're having Thanksgiving dinner now instead of lunch, and you need to get that thing in a warm bath immediately. That turkey goes into a warm but not hot water bath, and I think there's a potential for you and your husband to have a very late Thanksgiving. Vio! Ah! Super happy as always to have you here, friend. Chuffed. I love that word. Chuffed. Do we have the Pog mod? I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna guess no. What you're saying, Taffy, is I should pull the turkey out of the freezer today. I'm brining mine tonight. Mine's going into a wet brine this evening. I have an idiot sister that actually did the thing where she cooked with the bag in the neck and giblets still inside. This is gross. I'm sorry. I don't know why, Speed Boop, but whenever Vio's here, I always picture Dayman from It's Always Sunny, which oddly I have never seen a single episode, but I know about that bit. So in my head, I just replaced Dayman. I just replaced Dayman with Vio. Vio. Ah. Master of the Nightman. Ah. Champion of the Sun. Oh my god, Vio. This is a missed opportunity. Listen, if you need investors, I'll pay for 50% of the props. If you'll go and pick up a turkey. If you'll go and pick up a turkey and then drop it. Pick up a turkey, cook it, put all the trimmings and stuff on this. I'll pay for the turkey. I'll pay for the turkey and the veg. And then all you have to do is pull together a nicely trimmed, beautiful Thanksgiving turkey with roasted vegetables all around it, and the little chef's hats on the ends of the drumsticks, and then turn around to show it to the camera and just dump it. Just fucking dump it.
Something's wrong.
This plan is too brilliant to not be executed. Ooh, black candle. I actually think like this is what I'll do here is I'll take. Oh, I have mapping now because of black candle. That's great. Do I have so much health? Do I have any way to turn this health into money? Because this is like it's like streaming marathons. Do I have any way to turn this health into money? I have so many soul hearts on the ground. I don't. What a bummer. I still don't think that's enough money to go back and buy an item. We're getting there. That's awfully close. Oh, that's true. That's true. For extra value, you could Hasselhoff it off the floor. I've done it. I was drunk off my balls playing For the Win. Playing For the Win at night with friends. But chat sent me a pizza and I ate that shit off the floor. Do I have any way to turn this health into money as a weird way to save plasma donations? Sure. That's more cracks. That's more cracks in my mind at guppy items. In my mind, that's more cracks at guppy items, and curse rooms don't cost us anything because we can just chuck our head through. Tambion was something else, man. Tambion was taffy unhinged. He was free in ways I will never be. But I also believe that he actively was trying to kill me. In the UK, turkey is for Christmas. I just finished cooking one in time on the day a few years ago. As I pulled it out of the oven, I slipped and the whole thing ended up on the floor and no one even found out. Oh my god, do I still have that applause YouTube tab open? I don't. I gotta download a royalty-free applause applause sound effect. That's twice I've needed that today, and I've not had it. Yeah,
this is
I mean,
the
I
story
guess.
Of the newest denizen of the cave.
It does give me the chance to continue to grab Devil Deal items. Oh no, Good once ate a Subway sandwich off a San Francisco street. Man. I got a I got a stomach like a trailer park raccoon. I think I'd draw the line off of eating a Subway sandwich off a San Francisco ground. Nom Nom Freshman gives a tier 1 sub to Ivorama. Well deserved. Well deserved. I concur with this decision to sub Ivorama. One of the greatest culinary criminals in history. Only today have they been unmasked. For years we've wondered. We've speculated as to the identity of the person who dumped Christmas turkey on the ground and got away with it. Well, wonder no more.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
You could update your sound alerts extension to have some less spooky items on it. You know, I do that at Halloween time because it is a genuine time saver for me. But here's the deal. It is ultimately an extension where, what, 30% of it? 30% of it goes to a person who really plucked some low-hanging fruit. I don't want to sound like that streamer who's just like, why would I give somebody who designed a thing money? But real talk. What? They're not designing the sound effects.
Experimental pill.
Like, they're 20%. They're not designing the sound effects. Most of the sound effects are not only uploaded by other people, but it's copywritten material that they don't own the rights to. So they basically just turned a soundboard into an extension, and then they let people upload. They let, like, me. They let me upload whatever I want, and then they kind of, you know, give themselves this plausible deniability of, you know, we take no responsibility. We take no responsibility for what our users upload. If we get a request to take it down, we'll take it down. We get safe harbor. They don't upload their own stuff, but they'll let me upload, like, the credits, the credits music from Curb Your Enthusiasm, or whatever. So, as a guilty sort of thing, during Halloween I do it because frankly I'm generally too strapped for time to go create my own, to go find all the sound effects that I want, download them, turn them into alerts. Maybe I'll do it next year, but generally speaking, I find myself too stressed and too strapped for time to design my own sound alerts. That said, if it's not Halloween and I'm not kind of pressed for help, I'm not gonna give that extension 20% of my money so that you can play an applause sound effect that they don't own the rights to. And generally speaking, the stuff that I'm using is like Phasmophobia sound effects. So at the very least, like, I'm using sound effects that are like from a game that can be actively played on Twitch. Oh god, dude, Pretzel would be so, like, especially if I'm paying for premium and I've got the ability to download those sound effects. What is going on? Oh, I am on a cord. This is gonna be weird because this chair definitely weighs more than 10 pounds. There we go. Yeah, if I'm on premium and have the ability to download files, then I will 100% comb through. I will 100% give Pretzel my money and sleep easy knowing that, I mean, if we've done, I guess that'd be kind of, that's not weird. Okay, yeah, that's what I would do. I would know that my premium subscription is compensating artists, and then I would download those files locally and use those on a not on a soundboard, but as alerts. But I'd know that the people who made that 20-second or that 10-second or that 5-second blip are getting money from the premium subscription. That would make me feel good. That's the only time that I ever use that that sound alert extension is during Halloween, because it just saves me a full night's worth of work that I don't often have to give. If you start setting up like a month in advance, you can make the folder ready to swap over. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, Stevie, like, I need to give myself, you know, and listen, if anybody wants to get on my case about it, if you're still here next year, get on my case and convince me that I need to start the file early. It's not that I don't want to keep that extra 20% in my pocket, because honestly, that 20% was probably several $100s this year. Because Champion and the rest of you go hard in the paint during Halloween. You guys spent hundreds of dollars on the extension. Maybe even 4 figures on the extension. Yeah, there we go. Matter of fact, I don't even think I have to walk back, which is nice. I will go get that battery. Yeah, 20% of what you guys spent on scare alerts is not an insignificant amount of money. I'd rather either pocket that or actually see it get back to the person who made the alert in some way, shape, or form. Giving you heart attacks during Siren Head was my favorite part of Spooky Month. Yeah, if I'm being honest, short story made long. Short story made long. That alert extension gives me big Streamlabs energy. This is a lot of profiting off of other people's work. Hello? I was gonna say, I'm only doing this until I get Guppy, and then I'll put it down, but the game's being real stingy with items in these red chests. Taffy is biting into that Sandy like he's biting into this countdown timer. A, I'm hungry, and B, I'm hungry to be back on a regular schedule again. Damn, I might play out the sack room on Soul Hearts just because we have so many littering the floor. Matter of fact, let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4. Neat. I'll do 1 more. And then we'll just see kind of how the rest of the floor plays out. Oh my god, I didn't realize we were already here. I did not in a million years think that the boss fight was going to be right there. I hear it is Chaos. Go make me a folder of creepy ass sound effects, and you can have 10%. If you could validate or verify to me that we were getting sound effects that were either from existing video games, or that the people from whom we were using those sound effects were somehow being compensated, then sure.
Verb. Luck up.
You'll make him yourself? Ooh, if you're working for me for money, be prepared for me to get... if you're working for me for money, for my money, prepare for me to get super fucking nitpicky. You've never met paying an independent contractor, Taffy. Zuberry Snowmew says, bro, Taffy, I just got a sick offer for work. They asked if I could do a double shift tomorrow and I'll get $150 and $100 gift card. Damn. Damn. Zuberry, I'd be fucking thrilled with it. If I make $250 here on a day, I'm absolutely beside myself happy. That's huge success. Yeah, you're... Yeah, I have no idea. It's like, you know, if you need the money, you know, for some people, like, hey, Taffy, we need you to work on Valentine's Day. As long as it's not in a restaurant serving couples, I don't give a shit about Valentine's Day. I'll take the work. I'll take the money for sure. I had to work in a restaurant on Thanksgiving. Roll it. Too many other good options? Sadly, that ain't it. But we'll see if we can get another charge going in. I don't really think I need anything else there. I think we'll just look for combat. Holy shit. Huh. I don't know what this does. I have to know. That is just an all stats upgrade. Oh, it puts a laser circle around the bone. Look at that. That seems like that would be very nifty. Posting my stuff up. Who Guru? Can you copy paste it and bring it on down to me? Bring it on down to Bergyville. You'd be my hero. I want to read it, but I also want to keep the pacing going. That's really good. Because now if we don't have a charge and we get back to the Angel Room deal, we can turn it into something. Staying away from home for work, staying at a hotel that casually has free vodka, gin, and whiskey in the room. I don't drink, but it's in a fucking decanter. For context, this is the closest the hotel to the place we were working at, and not stupidly expensive compared to some of the prices we've seen during the pandemic. Damn, I'd be in deep shit if a place offered me free hooch during my stay. I get like, not in trouble, but like I get close to in trouble when I go to places that offer me like a free canned beer in the afternoons. Boss, tier 135 months, gifted sub from the Rapid. Boss, welcome back and thank you, the Rapid, for the gifted sub. Taffy, on the 1st of December, I start work finally after so much time looking for a job, and I'll possibly be able to donate after my first paycheck. Dead Razor, as always, huge disclaimer. I would not be able to live if not for the generosity and support of people in this channel. That said, always take care of yourself first. I'm doing all right, getting good grades. My future's so bright I've got to wear shades. Don't you sweat me. You take care of yourself first. I'm like a casino. Don't ever give me money you can't afford to lose. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Beat the shit out of her! At least we turned it into a range and shot speed upgrade, I guess. I don't really feel super inclined to do this, but I'm going the wrong way. There's a bed down here that I can warm up. No. Wasn't there a bed somewhere? Is that up here? One of these places just got health chilling in it. Do you want some Christmas sound effects for next month? No, I'll probably just listen to the holiday station on Pretzel. I don't even know what a Christmas sound effect would be. I guess like jingle bells? Well, maybe. I'm all in on Guppy. I guess like it could be like jingle bells or like a Santa ho 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 or maybe, I guess. Pitch me on it. I mean, not like right now, you know what I mean? But like, If you're genuinely interested in doing that, make me a potential list of what we might be able to do. I can see folks here doing specific bid amounts and wanting to trigger some holiday cheer. I never really thought about that before, but that's not the craziest recommendation anyone's ever made. The cash register ka-ching. Gentle sobbing and somebody just whispers, "I'm so alone." Merry Christmas, everybody! Oh shit.
Experimental pill. Perks.
That's Taffy, I heard you doing Christmas sound effects. What do I get for $5? I don't know, play it. Okay, here's $5. Excuse me, sir. Your Chinese takeout is here. Yep, it's the holidays. People who aren't all jazzed up on Christmas, agnostics, atheists, Chinese, and Jewish folks, all bonding together over fried rice and egg rolls. Honestly, before we had kids, like last year I did my first ever legitimate Christmas dinner. I cooked the shit out of some Christmas dinner last year.
Tears.
But before that, Amber and I were very much in that camp of just like once Christmas hit, we found the nearest Chinese place. We found the nearest Chinese place, and it was always us and a couple of Jewish people and the people running the Chinese joint. All of us looking at each other and being like, "Hey, Merry Christmas, people who don't give a shit." Like, "Hey, happy broccoli beef to you too." I loved that. I was so happy to find out that, like, I just wanted that to be a thing because I like Chinese food. But when I found out that other cultures had, like, built their Christmas identity around it because they weren't people who celebrated Christmas, I was just like, shit, I may start going to synagogues. Like, I was all in. I very nearly changed gods based on the fact that a group of people also eat egg rolls on December 25. You coming to the holiday party? Yeah, who knows? I don't know. We could go funny, or we could go funny, or we could go kind of legit and just do like jingle bells and shit like that. I'm kind of at a place where I'm damn, I was hoping actually that was the other one, that was Gemini. I am of the mindset where I could go with either of those these days. As I'm getting older, and frankly, you know, it's a capitalist holiday. As I'm getting older and as I'm having the money necessary to buy people gifts, I find myself, surprise, surprise, liking Christmas more and more. Now that it's not embarrassing, like an embarrassing holiday for me anymore. But just because I'm finding it easier to tolerate Christmas these days doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not above finding the humor doesn't mean that I'm not above finding the humor in the situation. For those of us / those of you who are still, I don't want to say definitively anti-Christmas, but at the same time not as holly jolly as my wife. Oh yeah, it wouldn't be until December 1. I mean, for crying out loud, December 1A is less than a week away. December 1 is exactly a week away. And B, it would take us that long to get it pulled together anyway. But yeah, I'm also not somebody who marches Christmas out before Thanksgiving for sure. The last couple of years with the pandemic and, you know, US elections and all that shit, I'm not gonna tell anybody not to find their joy wherever. You can leave your Christmas lights and tree up year round for all I care anymore. Find some mirth in this shitty existence. I'm not gonna gatekeep what makes you happy. all that being said, I choose not to. I know I'm gonna be sick of Christmas by the time Christmas comes and goes. So I'm not rushing to get it here any faster than it has to be. This room's a pain in my ass. Like, this is with a really good build. This is a pain in the ass. This is with Infestation 2 leading the way on this thing. And it's still gonna take me 10 minutes to beat this room. There we go, finally. Still going all in on Guppy here. Alright, Chaos, have a good haircut. When people say the true joy of Christmas is giving gifts or whatever, you don't really appreciate that until you're old enough to afford said gifts. Yep. Listen, I understand. Every time I don't want to say that people who are real holly jolly would shout me down, but I do genuinely feel like in the past, I would say like, man, I really can't wait to enjoy Christmas, but I feel like it's a pay to win holiday. And so I'd say like, I feel like I can't enjoy Christmas because I don't have the ability to give people gifts. Sure. And then the people who are like real holly jolly, like, you know, those people who are grown adults who really work hard so that they can be employees at Disney World. That's how I feel about people who are like super into Christmas and buy into like the schmaltzy sentimentality of it. So like, I'll say, and you know, I'll mean it in the nicest way, not like, oh, it's such a corporate, you know, mirror. But I'll say like, oh, you know what? I like giving people gifts and making them happy. I can't wait until I can enjoy Christmas that way and enjoy Christmas by giving people gifts and making them happy. And then inevitably somebody who is, you know, Team Christmas will say, oh, well, that's not what it's about. And I'm like, if you say Jesus, and they're like, no, not Jesus, just like, it's about family and togetherness and you know, being around those you love. And I'm like, that's every day. Christmas is about, you know, the lighting up somebody's face with a PlayStation. I've always had a dream that my parents would need like a. This is like a fantasy that I've never told anybody before. I don't even know that I've told Amber this before. Whoops. I've always had kind of like a Christmas fantasy that I do the commercial thing where I'd surprise my parents and give them like a washer and dryer or some crazy shit like that. I've never been able to do that. You know, I've heard stories about streamers and athletes who hit millions and millions of dollars and like buy their parents a house. I've always wanted to do a big ticket gift for my parents and I've never been able to. I still don't think I can. I could do something better, but better than nothing for sure. KFC is a very popular tradition in Japan. The reason is funny because there wasn't a Christmas tradition before they didn't celebrate it until recently. KFC did a huge marketing campaign about how fried chicken was a Christmas tradition and it worked and now it's huge. Advertising, man. What a fucking scam. Tell the truth, Tappy, have you listened to Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You yet this year? I've heard sound bites of it be played on the news, but I personally have not heard Mariah Carey's song yet this year. Holidays for me is usually a nice time, but 2 years of not being able to visit family is becoming a heck of a bummer. I feel very cozy during Christmas. I get very sad. Yeah. I get very sad when the trees come down because I like how festive. I like how festive the house feels. And then like after the trees are down, the house just feels empty and wintry and gray and sad. But otherwise, I'm not like... I'm still coming to grips with exactly what this holiday means to me, good, bad, or in between. My beef with the holidays is in general, but Christmas specifically, I'd rather poor people were nice, I'd rather people were nice to each other, more than just on specific days. Yeah, I used to buy into that shtick a lot when I was younger. The whole, like, this is the day where people learn to be nice to each other, and I'm like, why isn't that more often? Like, I don't know, it's not Christmas on those days. Take what you can get. Oh wait, what if I kill him last? What if I kill him last and get 9 lives? That'd be an awful lot to give up for Guppy, but damn do I love Guppy. God damn it. Alright, are you all that's left? You are beating the shit out of me. No! Why are you over there? You big dumb idiot! Ugh. Has gerrymandering kindness. Yep. I will have DJ'd the shit out of that song soon. Calling Mr. Freud. Well, I mean, like, a little bit, because we were sitting there talking about how Christmas is really only a holiday that's designed to be enjoyed by people with money. And I know, you know, like I said, a lot. I don't want to call, you know, like Amber a Christmas apologist. I know that there are people who have definitely been like, well, Taffy, you don't have to spend money to enjoy Christmas and holiday with your family. I'm like, yeah, but you know, be the only one who shows up to a party without a gift and tell me you're having a good time. You know what? Wednesday, I would put like Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas at $152. The irony of me bellyaching about the commercial nature of Christmas and then potentially charging somebody $152 to make me listen to the arguably most annoying song of the holiday. But I don't own the rights to it. Well, like, no shit you don't own the rights to it, but I mean, like, I don't have the rights to play that. I could set it to where, like, anybody who does, I don't know, like 50 or $100 would get the normal notifications. And then could request any song from the Pretzel Holiday playlist. If I had the means to take Mariah Carey's, you know, if I had the ability to give Mariah Carey like 20% of my money in order to make me listen to All I Want for Christmas Is You, I would absolutely pad that multimillionaire's bottom line to make that happen. Today I learned that Taffy is not Mariah Carey. I put simply having a wonderful Christmas time at like 1,000 myself. That song sucks so incredibly bad. Could they have it so that it just plays in your headphones? I doubt it. I mean, like, there's the fact that the audio would probably bleed through. There's the fact that the only reason that I'm not off of slobs right now is because I haven't gone through and set up Pretzel being cut out of the VODs. I haven't cut Pretzel out of the VODs just yet. Damn, this is not giving me guppy items like I hoped it would. $152 for you to sing it to us? Ugh. What's funny is I used to do musical theater. I'm not, like, classically trained or anything like that. But the answer very clearly, despite having very little training for singing, was yes, I will sing for you if you give me enough money. The problem is that I was flat broke back then and trying to break into an industry. So the thing working against you now, chat, is that I am firmly entrenched in this industry now and don't necessarily need the money, so that I don't know that 152 is gonna cut it. for the amount of discomfort I'm gonna feel singing that song, and the amount of discomfort people are going to express, which is gonna ratchet my anxiety through the roof. You sound like shit. Yeah, I know, man, but a paycheck's a paycheck. Leave me alone. 153 sold. Ugh, you sucker. I knew I could get that extra $1 out of you with that sob story. The worst thing about All I Want for Christmas Is You is that it's such a good song, but it's played so much. I feel that way, DJ Booty Eater. I don't know why it's the first time. I've read that name like 9 times now, but it's the first time I've read it out loud. I'm with you, DJ, and I think the thing that bothers me the most about some stuff for Christmas is I like it so much, and if it just wasn't so ridiculously overdone. Like, It's a Wonderful Life is a tremendous movie. Holy shit. It is Jimmy Stewart at his best. It is, like, you know, with the exception of old what's his name, the drunkle.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
What's the name of the drunkle that gives evil Harry Potter? That gives evil Harry Potter a shitload of money? And then, like, it's just never resolved. Like, that money just never gets returned. That's like, we had $1 million for an orphanage, but we put it in the hands of Elon Musk. And instead of getting that money back from Elon Musk, the story just ends with Elon Musk got an extra $1 million. And the community had to go fund George Bailey to save him. Jackspot with the gifted tier 1 sub to DJ. Thank you so much, Jackspot and DJ. I'd say after the community involvement you've had today, you definitely deserve and enjoy those emotes. Appreciate you being here. Jackspot again, thank you for the gifted sub. Uncle something. Alexa, what's the name of the uncle from It's a Wonderful Life?
By the actor Thomas Mitchell. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for your feedback.
Uncle Billy. Fuck Uncle Billy. Fuck Uncle Billy so much. It's actually genuinely hard for me to watch that movie because of how shitty and stupid Uncle Billy is. As somebody who runs a business. As somebody who runs his own business. Uncle Billy makes me blind with rage. Taffy, if you enjoyed It's a Wonderful Life, if you enjoyed Jimmy Stewart, go watch Mr. Hobbs Takes a Vacation. I'm surprised I haven't seen that one yet. I've seen most of Jimmy Stewart's work. I have not seen Mr. Hobbs Takes a Vacation. Also, Big Bear Kraus, welcome. Happy to see you, as always. Are you still a fellow Virginian? Or have you since moved on for, you know, metaphorically speaking, greener pastures? Alright, Taffy in chat, back from a very angry shopping trip. Thanksgiving plan B is gonna be meat and cheese plate, deep fried mushrooms, and chicken pot pie. That still sounds delightful. Turkey is a... Oh, you were doing a seafood boil. Yeah, that sucks. Seafood's fucking awesome. Turkey is a C- tier protein at best. Do you know that It's a Wonderful Life is only a holiday classic because its copyright lapsed accidentally? I am not surprised to hear that, but around when did its copyright run out? So people are watching it without having to pay anybody anything? I don't remember which studio released that. Yeah, Sweets the Fox. Maybe that plays a part of it. Motherfucker, dude. It really does not want me to have any decent items to round out this run. My mother worked as a receptionist. Not a receptionist, as a dispatcher. That's a dismissive way of talking about somebody who sends ambulances out to help people who are dying. My uncle ran a private ambulance service. And my mom was a dispatcher. She didn't have any equity in the company. She didn't own it. but on the advice of a very shitty lawyer, she could be held liable for any debt that was accrued through the actions of the company. Well, that is an awful lot, but I'm gonna do it. Because we have a handful of these just sitting around. Yeah, so anyway, basically, the dispatcher, the front desk lady, was able to be held accountable if the company accrued any sort of absurd debt. You'll be shocked to hear this, chat, but that happened. My uncle, nice guy, Amber and I let him marry, I say let him. He was kind enough to marry us. He was the person who presided, like, I love my uncle to death. He presided over our wedding. This was decades ago. But he apparently, you know, ran up quite the tax debt. And once the IRS bled him dry, they said, well, this dude doesn't have any more money. Who else can we go after? And they said, well, according to this contract, we can go after his sister, which was my mother. So they sent the IRS after my mom, and those blood-sucking bastards aggressed us for the better part of, like, for over a decade. I first learned of them when I was 8, and my parents got them out of their lives forever when I was 20. Yeah, private ambulance companies are a thing in America. Yeah, my uncle ran a private ambulance company that was, for example of like what they would do, they used to have an ambulance that would sit out on the film set of the TV show Dallas. They would send out a unit and it would just sit on the film set of the TV show Dallas. Obviously, you know, an ambulance from a hospital is probably not just gonna sit out there on, you know, send out a unit and EMTs for an entire day on the off chance that someone Alec Baldwin's somebody. But a private ambulance company, if they're getting paid by the hour to be there, will happily park a unit on the edge of the set just in case, you know, and probably lower the insurance rates of the, you know, it probably costs less to have the private ambulance there than it does to pay the additional insurance of, like, well, if somebody gets thrown from a horse and paralyzed, we gotta wait for an ambulance to get from 40 minutes, you know, away in downtown Dallas to this remote, you know, Texas ranch. I have no idea. That's all speculation, but like, yeah, that was the only job that I remember from when they were kids, because they were, or from when I was a kid, because they were so excited that they had a contract with what at the time was a very popular TV show being shot in the area. Man. One second, chat. I kind of want to wrap this up. My supervisor had a similar fucked up thing happen to her father and her family. Yeah. Was that when it comes to physical goods, I've learned never skimp if you have the money. Never skimp on anything that separates you from the ground. Never skip on shoes, never skip on mattresses, never skip on office chairs. If I've learned anything from the business world, it's never deal with bad accountants. And never work with bad lawyers. There's no sense in not trying. In the UK, the private ambulance is an ambulance that collects dead bodies from houses to go to the funeral homes. Yeah, it's just hearses owned by the funeral homes here. The story sounds very similar to why my grandfather skipped state and moved his family thousands of miles away in the 70s. Wow. Action Park in New Jersey had to have ambulances waiting because the amount of injuries they see every day. New Jersey had very lax amusement park regulations at the time. Buckle up, chat. We're going to be here for a minute. Oh, he's invincible. Not anymore. Ambulances with less questions? Not really less questions. Ambulances with zero obligation to go anywhere else. An ambulance that's not going to leave if there's a 40-car pileup 10 miles away. A dedicated ambulance. Ah, I forgot. I don't know why something's wrong is in the good pile. I'm not gonna use bombs. You got any pills in there for me? Normally I'd be very excited about that. Here we go, big boy. The Emperor, huh? What are the odds? Okay. I was gonna say, just take me to a boss fight. Just don't take me to the boss fight. Ew. Range is fine. I'll take range. And I'll take that health, frankly, if you're just giving it away. I'm torn about that. I don't need keys. I guess it'll let me know which blue fires are worth. I'm still rocking left hand. I don't need keys. Hello? Wow, they really dialed me right in there. Man, you gotta stop taking bad damage, my dude. I don't think either one of those is the way. Why not drop the left hand? Because I have no keys. And I'm looking for pills. I have no keys and I'm looking for pills. Balls of steel specifically. It's in there. Looking for soul hearts, looking for pills. Looking for items. Looking for free items as I walk around. Honestly, hearing people from other countries react to stuff we do in America makes me realize how Stockholmed we are in this dystopia. Absolutely correct. If you want to feel... I mean, like, if you're a person capable of being indifferent about the place you call home, if you're not so, like, entrenched in the USA #1 sort of jingoism that we find ourselves in these days. Well, there's nothing more sobering than hearing, like, British people talk to us about what they think we should pay for healthcare. Hearing British people say what they think healthcare costs here, and then they undershoot it by like 98%. All this health. We should get stream stickers and use them? I don't know what those are. Well, there's the health I needed. Alright, so there's an item to re-roll at least. Couldn't see what that was. It's spiders. And flies. I'm safe to do this fight for sure. There we go, we're all topped off. Super Mega Kamehameha Guppy for sure. Yeah, Darko, there was a story. I'm starting to think that I should take the bombs because ultimately, at this rate, I'm running out of rooms. I saw a news story out of Atlanta where a woman went to the ER, was told that she had to sit down and wait her turn. Yeah, I love that. I love Worm Friend. A lady went to the ER, was told she had to sit down and wait her turn because, like, the ER was so overstuffed with, like, COVID emergencies. She sat there for 7 hours, was never seen by anybody, and got a $700 bill. She never even had her vitals taken. She just sat, she just sat in the waiting room. And, like, you know, clearly she made a big stink about it. And because it got national attention, the hospital's thinking about changing it. But they started off by defending it. They were just like, well, listen, you know, she received administrative attention. She was put into our system, and that cost money because the secretary at the front door, or the nurse at the front door, had to, you know, type that into the computer. But we will consider looking it over and changing it. Oh, it's gonna be such a long walk. I think it's worth it though. I'd like to get Delirium done on this character and just not think about it again. Yeah, it was literally the cost of walking into the hospital and being put into the queue. Her father owned a pretty well-off business with a comfortable lifestyle. The secretary did the check and tax stuff with her husband, and husband had a physical disability. She needed stuff to make their life easier for them. So when she did all the accounting, she'd calculate all the taxes needed to come out of everyone's checks, and then pocketed it all for about so just big-time embezzlement. Until the IRS came knocking on the door about it. Her and her family had to escape to Texas with her mother's family, but not before he took a backhoe to the car that she bought with the money she stole. Jesus. We had a treasury secretary for a church I went to in little tiny Jerome, Idaho. And she was caught embezzling money. She was caught embezzling, like, I think she embezzled something like 5 figures, maybe even 6. Where she pilfered tithes that people were giving to the church for, like, you know, years. I think that was, like, really one of the first places where I was like, I don't know that I'm in on churches. Like, I had always had, like, dogmatic, you know, I'd always had, like, dogmatic differences of opinion. But, like, I feel like that was the instance where I looked at, like, organized religion and I was like, there's too many people involved in this. There's too many places where this can fail. People are always the weakest point of any institution, and religion's just nothing but people and stories. I'm alright. I think I might be out of here. Stream stickers let your viewers use bits to slap stickers on your live stream? Nah. You can do that. We have one stream one stream sticker, and it looks like this. We have one very impressive stream sticker, and it looks like this. A stream sticker so impressive it's animated. The old Jacksepticeye special? Get out of here with that. Old Johnny-come-lately Jacksepticeye, maybe. Listen. I got nothing but reverence for the guy who gave me $1,000. That's a drop in the bucket compared to what other folks have done in this place. It's not embezzlement and fraud if you don't get caught. If churches had to pay taxes, they'd have a lot less embezzlement issues. Listen, even if I found God again, the fact that most churches, if not all churches, manage to not pay taxes is beyond my comprehension. Oh, that he was super impressed by it? Yeah, that's fair. I actually reached out to Lucas, who did like this bar and did like our, you know, starting soon screen and Frito-Lay, did all the panels that are beneath the viewing area, because I was looking to condense all the socials like TikTok and Twitter and Instagram all into one place, and I just don't have the skills to make it look as pretty as he did. So I asked him, like, I haven't talked to him in 3 years, but I led out with like, hey, I wanted to say thanks. You made my shit look so good. Like, you and Trey and DBH have made my shit look so good that, like, YouTube multi-millionaires are coming in and going like, holy shit, this looks way better than my stuff. Where did God go? Even if I... Did you try behind the couch? My mom swears up, down, and sideways that she's gonna get me back in the church again. She's convinced that narrative ends with me finding my way back to religion. I just don't have the heart to tell her. Hey, that's a good one. Is that not spun? I guess not, because I didn't take the green syringe on the last floor. I'd be shocked if we had any other bosses to fight. I think this is what we get to go in there and tackle. Wesley, what's going on, homie? I hope you're well. I think this is just what we get. Alright, well, I've done myself no favors. But I don't know why I was convinced there'd be no... I was convinced there'd be no fighting in here. Whatever. Here we go! I don't know, he's in there somewhere. Holy shit! Found him. Go get him, Bluppy. This win belongs to you, bud. I'm not diving in there. You're out of your mind. The fuck was happening there? Hello? We should battle. Oh my god, we should not battle. Get him, Bluppy. Ow. The one problem with playing it super safe. Oh my god, where? That's fucking terrifying. This whole fight's a whole lot of I don't wanna. Really? What? He's not dead? Lies and slander. Oh. You're not dead. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Nobody likes you.
Someday, Bumbo, lucky Bumbo, someday the Bumbo's a bad Bumbo. He got corn.